Hi everyone, Bill Badran with BandA Solutions here, and welcome to our linked live session. All right, today's topic is what to plan for if the possibility of the lockdown and quarantine is lifted. The conversation and talk out there in the community has been the hope that that May is going to be go back to work month for a lot of people as far as going back to the office, leaving their house. There's still a ton of us out there that have been working remotely, but seem to be going crazy with the adjustment and wanting to go back to the office. So there's going to be a new talk and conversation around that. What's the plan? How is a business, small or big, planning for something like that? Well, as BandA, as IT managers, the first and foremost, make sure you're communicating with your IT manager on that plan. How many people are going to come back? How many people are going to stay? What does the expectation look like? And at least from the IT manager standpoint, what to expect when you're about to go into the office? What are the delays? What potential downtime could you have? Printer's not connected anymore. I'm not connecting to the network. Any of those things. So best practice would be communication. Our IT managers have been in constant contact with our members, communicating with them on our day-to-day stuff, support, all that great stuff, but also wanting to make sure that with the possibility of going back to the office space, what is the expectation? So definitely start the plans today if you haven't. One thing we want to kind of voice out there is that plan is to help everyone out, right? It's to hopefully encourage your team members to know that your office is ready for them. It's ready and clean. There is concern still that if I venture out, I could potentially get infected, and I don't want to do that. So kind of put yourself in the position of those team members. Make sure you have that communication by letting them know that your concern is very valuable, and we want to make sure that we provide something that's a safe zone, if you will, and know that that space is ready to go. So if you haven't, teamed up with someone who keeps the facility clean, make sure someone's appointed. Keeping your facility clean is very crucial. Hook up with your HVAC company if it's an office that you own, or make sure you talk to your landlord to say, what about our air filters? And we know that there's air filters out there that are designed to kind of capture viruses and bugs like this. So, make sure that all our air filters are up to date and are the highest value of capturing, the micro bugs that are out there. And then above and beyond is just communicating with customers and your team about this particular plan. Of keeping the office clean and how to keep that clean moving forward is very crucial. When we look at the back to business standpoint of whether it's hopefully in May or whenever, how does it look like for your team? What does that look like for your team? I'm sure you're already having conversations with them, indicating, trying to get the data of who wants to come back and who wants to stay at home working. And a lot of them, staff-wise, probably don't want to come back just yet because the risks are high for them. If they're a primary caregiver for their parents or grandparents or someone that value that their health has to be there. So we definitely have to make sure that you look at full circle everything that is around them. So when it comes to your team, if someone's willing to kind of step up and be the responsible person, making sure that they're not only staying up to date with COVID-19 issues, but also staying up to date as far as the workplace, what's being done. They're taking the lead to keep the workplace clean, making sure the supplies are renewed there. If it's hand sanitizer stations, if it's cleaning supply stations, everything has to be up to date and ready to go for them. As a team lead or a group of leaders, start preparing the business continuity plan for the change of potentially going back to work. What does that look like? Do you just go back to what you left, or do you revamp a new plan that states that you'll have a certain group of individuals that are working from home, or a group that are working in the office, thus also establishing a flexible work schedule that hopefully promotes the culture that you have built. It's not about the office, not about the building. It's about the team, about the members who are there to support the business, who are there to make a revenue, make money, whatever it is. But without them, you're pretty much stuck. So making sure that you hear from your team members what's going to be the best thing for them. And if they do choose to come back, what do they hope to expect? And then getting that information all put together. So that's one thing that we do here at BandA to kind of work as a team to make sure that the business continuity there, but also the environment is safe for them if they choose to come back and work from the office. Right now, we are definitely an organization that can purely work off the cloud and work remotely, but we still have team members that do have to go on site and support those companies that we serve. And we're constantly communicating with them on making sure that our team members are safe and healthy. So those communication aspects are very crucial. So when it comes to customers, that communication looks a little different, but it's also an awareness for them, especially if they're eager to come see you, knowing that your office is now open. Well, great. What's that going to look like for them? There's still going to be questions. So update everything that you can potentially think of, from website, digital marketing, social media, emails, calls if you have to. Let them know what to expect. So who's responsible for communicating to the customers or the clients? What does that look like? Are you basically having someone go through just a simple phone call chain or send out emails? There's so many things that you have to put in place and put planning in. The best thing to do is to start getting everything laid out, so that way you know what to tackle. Inform them how everything's going to be working, as far as how many people are going to be in the office, what to expect when they first enter the doors. Is there safe zones or healthy zones, clean zones that are basically hand sanitizer stations, or areas that are marked out for 6-foot radius bubbles for customers to feel safe. So that communication is very crucial. The FAQs should be updated on your website, because that's going to be one thing that they're going to be looking for is, besides that you're open for business as a brick and mortar, what do they expect to see if they were to come by and stop in? Let customers know also that telecommunication is still top priority, that if they do just have simply questions and want to schedule an appointment but can do this face-to-face video conferencing, that's still priority number one. If they can stay home, great. We want to encourage that still until this really kind of blows over and it's all done. That's always going to be priority number one with us. If there's a way to communicate to our clients or members, whether support-wise or digital marketing through teleconferencing, we're going to do that first. And if there's absolutely a need to be a face-to-face meeting, then we'll make sure that that's set up and that's put in place. So on an IT standpoint, our communication to our members, if we do have to go out, is that IT managers are calling ahead, letting them know before they enter the building to make sure that that station, that desk or whatever has been cleaned off, sanitized to the best of that person's ability. And then also when the IT manager comes in, to go ahead and step back 6 feet, so that way they can still communicate with the IT manager on what the trouble is, and the IT manager feels that they're not in that person's space and zone. We're asking all our team members to make sure that they communicate if they're not feeling well. So do that with your customers too. If they don't feel well, don't venture out. So make sure that communication is all there. It's going to be very helpful to move forward to continue this best practice, and it all starts with the proper communication. So ultimately, there's a lot to do, a lot to be planning for. When we look at the possibilities of opening up the doors, that's great, but you also got to look at being adaptive to that scenario. What does that look like now for the new business continuity plan? How many people are going to be staying from home, working from home because they can, and it works out well? They're heck even more efficient that way, versus the amount of people that need to be in the office to work. And what does that look like as a customer with that information? How's my data being protected? Make sure that you as an organization have all your dots dotted and your T's crossed and your I's dotted, and that basically gives that customer assurance that you're doing everything you can to will help me and serve me, but at the same time protecting my own information, especially knowing that there's a good amount of people working from home, not knowing how they're set up at home and not knowing how the organization's set up. So this is just a nice proper way to basically give that extra assurance as you build your continuity plan. Those policies need to be updated on almost a quarterly basis, especially with what we're going through. So, and review those, policy, have that an open policy procedure for your employees, so that way they're on board with you as an organization and they are bought into it as well. So that's the best way in our recommendation to really prepare for this business continuity. And then you share those basically as much as you can to not only the staff and team, but also to your members and customers that you serve. Other than that, basically that hopefully gives you enough information to kind of kick off your plan ahead for the possibility of going back to the office, and hopefully we can all do that in the next month. If not, continue planning how to stay productive and efficient through this. We have more to come. If you have any questions, obviously shoot us a message, a note, call our number, and we'll be more than happy to answer those questions and walk with you during this journey. So until next time, Bill Badran with BandA Solutions. Take care, my friends.